Hi guys, Emily here. So this video is going to be a little different than most of mine. I'm going to try to do this all in one shot. I found that if I try to do a bunch of footage and then edit it, I never end up uploading it. So I'm going to try to do this in one shot, so I'll actually go ahead and upload it. But for this video, I actually want to give you a current tour of our backyard and kind of explain to you what we do to prepare for the winter and kind of what we have on our agenda for the spring. So I'm actually going to start over in what used to be my herb garden area that we've kind of tore up and made into a different little area. So here we have what was sweet potatoes, and you can actually see some coming up from the ground. We grew this just for kind of looks, but with this and with any other pots that have annuals or dead plants or that I think need to just be gone through, I plan on dumping the dirt out in the garden, so that way when we go to prepare the garden we can just mix in the dirt with the rest of it. But I actually might end up going through these sweet potatoes and seeing if there's something viable I can use. So that actually is our dog lot where we like to keep the dogs at during the day on these nice days. These are some strawberry plants that I need to have thinned, two things of it, some sage, fennel, and dill. And these I mostly grew for the butterflies. I really definitely need to go through the strawberries and thin them. The onions that are in the two pots, they actually came from my grandfather's house about a year ago, and he actually got them from his father. So they've pretty much been handed down and handed down and handed down. I'm not sure what kind they are. I think they might be like they called them a shallot, but I think they're more kind of an Egyptian walking onion style. We've never tried to eat them, but I may end up eventually trying it. Then I have some parsley that's doing really good. I have a compost bin, which that's mine. We have two other compost areas, one in the garden and also the chicken coop that we use. So this bed is in need of some work. I have lamb's ear growing here, two blueberry plants, and then a kiwi. I'm not sure if any of the blueberries will come back. I had that in the middle set up as a bird bath, but I may end up doing just a fairy garden and making the garden go all the way around and kind of up there and do a different area for the bird bath. But as you can see, I have one, two, and then a third birdhouse way down there. So in general, I just need to kind of clean up this area, straighten it up, do something with that, do something with that brick. And that planter is lavender. Over here I have an apple tree that came from my grandfather's house, basil, which I took as much seeds as I could from, and I still have a huge plant, so that'll all get dumped out. I'll probably end up dumping the basil over the fence so we don't have a million little basil plants coming up in the garden. A fig, and then this is some sort of flowering plant, and I got it from my mom's house and I can't remember 100% what it is, but I'll ask her and then put it in the description box because it's really, really pretty and has like small little red flowers. Come in, my big ball. Pick it up. Pick up the ball, bud. Yeah. So this is Kayla's play area, and one of the things we'll have to do this winter is clean up all the boards that are just kind of scattered everywhere. Elephant ears on both sides, which we had November 3rd, we actually had our hard frost for the year. Coincidentally, it's like right when the Farmer's Almanac said it would. We are zone 7B, so we have a really good growing season. Like right now it's like 62 degrees outside. So Caleb's area, swing, slide. I like to get him a different swing at some point. Sandbox. Like I said, everything's just kind of a mess. It's been a crappy few days and the wind has been blowing, so everything's just kind of blown around. But this kind of gives us a starting point for as we go into spring next year and then go into the growing season. blocked off. So this chimney Rob has had for like 6, 7, 8, 9 years. It's always been in the corner over there, and we never used it. So I drug it out here so we can get some use out of it, but I have huge plans for it coming up that I'll talk about in a few seconds. But that's our other compost heap, and that's just mostly plant matter, so the plants that we pulled up from the garden and stuff we dumped out from pots. So this is our garden space right now. It's pretty much laid to rest. A lot of what's here will just mix into the dirt. So this at the front was marigolds. We did a huge marigold border that we like to do every year, and I have plenty of seeds saved from that. This may not look like a big garden space, but it's enough for us right now. Caleb's area before he was born was a garden area too, and we used to put corn over there and peppers, I think, but I asked Rob if we could make him a play area instead, so that's kind of what we settled on for there. So we don't have much living right now. I see, baby. Go get on it. Go get it. Go get it. Oh, go ride. So we have some cilantro that came up from seed. That's just kind of, yeah. We have the green plants you see are broccoli. I don't know if anything will come up from them. We do have kale over here that's looking kind of poorly. It looks so good for a while, but I think Rob was out here doing something. I think he might have messed some of it up because it is looking rough and the bugs are getting to it. I'm gonna have to work on that. This is where we just had a bunch of wildflowers come up for the birds. Bird feeder that I need to clean out and refill. So nothing really is going on in the garden right now. We do have garlic that I planted back on October 15th that I think I might need to cover up again as it starts getting a little cooler. They've sprouted great, but it's just kind of messy looking. So a lot of what you see is just a hot mess. So a lot of our goals over the winter and probably over the next month or so is just kind of straighten up everything and make everything look neat. So stacks of wood, and the wood came from some of the trees behind our house. So this is another area that we need to do some work on. So we have a grapevine there and a grapevine on that side. That one actually is rooted from plants that were at my mom's house before she moved. Usually I have some herbs in those beds, so they need to be cleaned out a little bit. The chicken coop just needs some work. It needs to be cleared out a little bit, cleaned up. We did put fresh straw inside the coop, but we still need to kind of make the area a little nicer for them. And the 2 chickens that are over there, we actually got about a week ago. They're about 3 or 4 months old. The lady wasn't quite sure of the breeds. But we ended up getting a possum or a raccoon or something that got one of the chickens about a week before. So we ended up getting 2 because we were able to get a good deal on them to kind of make sure that we had a companionship for her, especially in the winter.
Take it down. Right? You see it? You see it? See this?
No more chickens, baby. Yeah.
Mommy?
This space right here is going to be our biggest project for the year. We're going to put a outbuilding here, something that's big enough to store our lawnmower, the boat, probably the trailer, just to get it out of the driveway so we can use that space. We're going to make it to be probably this wide and to the end of the house, and then at the very end of it we're going to put some pavers down and make it into a nice little patio area, have a trellis with some Confederate jasmine growing, and have the chimenea that we'll put out here and some chairs and stuff, and make it a usable outdoor area for the family to be able to use. And I'd love to eventually, and I don't know if Rob will allow me to do this or not, because he's not a big fan of pools, is to get like a little stock tank pool and put right here just for us to use. I'm still working on him on that, so we'll see how that goes. So as you can see, that's kind of what we're working with right now. A lot of it's just kind of journal, keeping everything up, fixing stuff, straightening up stuff, so that way we're ready to go when spring gets around and we can actually start planting. We don't do a winter garden just because we decide to take that time for ourselves and for our family, kind of take a break and be with each other. And plus Rob goes duck and deer hunting, so that would take him away from being able to work in the yard a lot more. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. It wasn't very much to look at, but I plan on doing this one, and then I'll do one later when we get everything nice and neat and ready to be planted, and then later in the summer when everything's planted, and then probably fall again to do, so do like a year of these type videos, and then updates in between. So I hope you enjoy. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time.
Please, Mama.